Hi guys, welcome to our Friday Handmade Happy Hour. I am Tracy, I own Cricut Craft, and every Friday we're coming to you live at 1 o'clock p.m. Central to go over either a Cricut tip, a DIY craft technique or tutorial, or something we're doing with DTF transfers. So today we're going to be making a fun sign using something that we have, a file that we have in our Simplified SVG Society, which is a monthly membership where you get access to 16 different PNGs and SVGs. And so we're going to be making a project with that today. But first, let me just double check that we are in the right place, the right time. Yep. Should be. Yes, we're good to go. Okay. So I want to go over a couple things first. So I am joining with 15 other crafty ladies. Well, they're not all crafters, my biz besties. And so we're going to be doing another Jingle Mingle event. It started as a Christmas thing, and now we've kind of moved it into doing it 3 times a year. So the first one of the year is going to be spring. And so I'm going to be doing some wood cutouts and some DTF crafting. And so this is the project, one of the projects I'm going to be making. And so you can join us at Jingle Mingle. It's a free event. It's 2 days, March 6th and 7th. My session is going to be March 6th at 1 p.m. And so we're going to be making this guy. And so these are DTF prints. I could easily use Cricut vinyl, which I'm using today in a project, but I love showing people how easy it is to craft with DTF transfers. Generally, DTF transfers could be for t-shirts and sweatshirt designs and things like that, but I like to use it in crafting. So this carrot is a DTF transfer. The pink feet are the transfer. The little face is the transfer. And so I'm going to show you during Jingle Mingle how easy that is. Another thing that we're going to be doing is we're making coasters. And so we're going to do a spring set of coasters, and we're going to do a spring tag, which could be super cute to add to an Easter basket or a housewarming gift or something like that. And so I'm going to be showing during my Jingle Mingle time crafting with DTFs. And so we're going to be doing that. So if you want to join us, let me put the link for that in. I have an information page. Let me show you that. So this is our Jingle Mingle page. You can just go here. You just need to join the Facebook group if you want to enter into the grand prize giveaway. Also, a lot of our participants will be going live inside the Facebook group, but also on their main business page too. And so we have our lineup here on the 6th. It's from 10 to 6 p.m. is the start of the last workshop of the day. And then this Friday from 10 to 4 is the last one. We have a grand prize giveaway we're going to be doing on March 14th. And so you can see all of my crafty friends that we're going to be doing Jingle Mingle with. And then and if you click on any of these links, it takes you over to their Facebook page. So during Jingle Mingle, if you don't know where to go, you can always come back here, click on the link, and it'll take you to their Facebook page. But let me move this back. So that is happening in just like, is that 2 weeks or 3 weeks? I think 2 weeks-ish time. But what we're going to do today is take one of our SVG files. So if you happen to be a club member, oh wait, I wanted to actually Jingle Mingle, put this link in if anybody wants to join us. But so you'll just go join the Facebook group. Inside the Facebook group is where you can get all the supply lists and information on what everybody's doing for their 1-hour workshop. It's not all crafters. There's boutique owners, there's bakers, there's health and wellness coaches and stuff like that. So they're all going to be doing some thing, but the majority of us actually happen to be crafters. And so if you like crafting, this is going to be a fun 2-day event. I love seeing what my friends are creating, and just it's fun interacting with all the participants. But if you want to get a chance to join the grand prize giveaway, you have to do that inside the Facebook group. And one person is going to be getting 16 different prizes, which I'd want to win that. And so I think that would be a really fun thing to do. So make sure if you want to enter into the grand prize giveaway, you have to go inside the Facebook group and register for that there. Also, but that's also where you can also get all the supply lists and watch the replays and do all the things inside the Facebook group. I happen to be going live on my main page here, as well as inside Jingle Mingle during the event. So I'll be going live in both places. Okay, so that is Jingle Mingle. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to be working with today. Let me see if I can. This one. Okay, so the file we're going to be working with today is from our Simplified SVG Society. That is a monthly membership. It's $7 a month. You get 16 different, you get PNGs and SVGs, and I'm going to show you that. But this is the page if you want to get some information about it, what it is, and then and what's included in that monthly membership. Each month you're going to get SVGs and PNGs. This month happens to be, I'm doing Easter themed stuff so we can get ahead of the holidays. And so we're going to be doing SVG files, which is one of them I'm going to be using today to make a project to show you. And then we also have PNGs if you like to make stickers or print and cut or print on vinyl, sublimation, that kind of thing. And so normally there's 8 things, but this month it went a little crazy and there's 29. So if you happen to catch this month's bundle, you have to, when you sign up, you have to go, you'll get access to where the files are. You have to go download them each month because then they go away at the end of the month. And so if you guys are a member of this, or if you're a member of our club, the Print Cut Craft Club, you also get access to the Simplified SVG Society. And so each month you can go in, just grab your files and craft with them. So today we're going to be using one of them, and I'm going to, oh, I need to hook up one other thing. I forgot to connect Cricut. Okay, so we're going to be grabbing one of the files. I'm going to show you how I'm going to resize it. And so then I ended up, let me show you what supplies we're going to use today. So we're going to do, got my gloves to paint so it's not as messy. Grab some paint, some scrapbook paper, and some vinyl, and transfer tape. And then I just grabbed a wood craft blank from my stash. Hey, Brenda. And so I'm going to be making a sign with this. And I was going to do take this design and make it into a pillow, but I couldn't find all of my stuff because we're still not unpacked from moving. So we're going with the sign today. So I'm going to go take, let me open Design Space. Let me do this one. Okay, I'm doing this Cottontails. I'm doing this one. Let me move this out of the way. The Cottontail Farms, and I thought, let's just make this as a wood sign, but I think it would be super cute if you made this as a pillow as well. So I might go back and remake this one as a pillow too, just so you can see another way you can use an SVG. Sometimes people ask me, what can you do with an SVG? And there's so many different possibilities. I could make this into a sticker. We could do it as a heat transfer. I could put it on a t-shirt. We're making a sign today. I was originally going to make a pillow cover or a pillow design. Design on top of a pillow cover. And so there's just lots of ways you can repurpose a single SVG. So we're going to use this one today. I measured the sign already. And so my little wood cutout that I grabbed happens to be 11.5 by 8. And then I'm going to paint mine white. And if you know me, you know I like to paint things the color they're going to be and resize them on my Design Space dashboard. So I basically measure twice and cut once. And then we're going to resize our design, and then we're going to cut it out. I've already pre-cut this just because sometimes cutting stuff out just takes a little bit, and that's pretty boring watching something cut. So basically I'm pulling this over here, and I'm just, you can drag, and if you grab it on the corner, you can drag it to make it bigger or smaller so it's proportional. And so I'm not measuring this because I've already measured my template, which is this white box. So I know my wood cutout is 11.5 by 8. And so I can choose whatever size I want this to be. And it's whatever makes you happy. If you think I think that visually looks good on that size, or maybe I want this stretched a little bit, or shrunk down. You can grab it on the sides as well. So I'm like okay with the size. And so I'm going to take this, and then this, we call it in my area, we're putting it in the parking lot, which means basically I'm going to go to operation and click guide. And now it's going to have a pink box around the edge. And that way I know when I go to make it, that rectangle is not going to cut out. So I don't waste time um, cutting out like telling the computer or the Cricut machine that I want to cut out this rectangle when I don't. I'm only using it for visual purposes, just so I can resize things and make sure I can visually see what this is going to look like. Um, and then, I mean, you could already go measure your board and then just estimate if you want, but I like to visually see what it might look like. And it cuts down on so much mistakes and wasting material because you've already measured it and we've already know if we have the proper size for our template that everything's going to fit great. Okay, so we have our file. It's attached. It's a SVG. That's one of the files from this month's Simplified SVG Society. I'm going to click over here and click Ungroup. And then you have all these different layers. So you definitely know it's a SVG because you have all the layers over here. Well, I want to keep everything the way it is, except for I'm going to take these bunnies and I'm going to cut them out of paper. And then if I happen to have any, if I happen to have patterned vinyl, which I don't have a lot of my stuff unpacked from our move yet. We're still working on trying to get our workshop built, and we are this close to being able to start on that. Hopefully next week or the week after that, we can start to break ground. But then I can get my life organized, and then I'll know where all my supplies are. But in the meantime, we're working with limited stuff. So I found a couple pieces of scrapbook paper, so I'm going to use that. And I thought it would be really cute to cut out the bunnies in different scrapbook paper. So I'm going to go over here to the layers panel on the right, and I'm just going to click, I'm on a Mac, click Shift, and I'm just going to select the 3 bunnies and then click Attach. I'm really not going to keep them attached at the moment for long term, but I just want them out of the way. And then I want all of this to stay in the same proportional ratio where it is. I could cut out all the pieces individually, but then you have to line them up and do all that. And I don't want to do that. So I am going to click and drag and then click attach. And so I know that that is already going to stay the way I want it when I'm cutting it out. And then these little guys, I'm going to detach this down here. And then I'm going to recolor these. Let's just do pink, because I want to cut them out on out of different paper. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So now I'm going to have 2 cuts. I'm going to have the vinyl, which is going to be out of black, and then the paper, which is going to be out of the pink. So then I'm ready to go to make this. I'm going to click Make It. And then I've already picked my 12 by 12 is automatically picked. Hey, Susan. And so that one's ready to go. And Susan, if you're just joining us, I'm taking an SVG file from the Simplified SVG Society, and we're just making a sign. So we're just making it up today. So this one, because I want each of these bunnies to be cut out of different paper, I'm going to pull them to different corners, and I'll show you why I do that. It's easier for me to not, like, I could line them up and I could line up my paper. Okay, make sure my paper's between 1 and like no further than 2 inches, but you really need to give yourself a little bit of room. But let's just say no more than 3 inches. And so instead of having to line them up precisely, by dragging them to the different corners, it's going to be easy for me to place my paper on my cutting mat and then cut everything out in one swoop, versus I could color them all differently, a blue bunny, a green bunny, a yellow bunny, and then you have 3 extra cuts, and that's loading and unloading on the cutting mat. But if I color them all the same and just move them to different corners, they're going to cut out in one swoop. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. All right, so we're going to start with the vinyl. So we're going to have to switch our materials here in a second, but we're going to start with vinyl. So I'm going to cut this one out. And then it's slowed. The computer thing here is very slow. I'm plugged in by a USB, so I'm picking that. And then these are all my favorites. I have all my favorites bookmarked, and you can tell they're bookmarked because they have a green little bookmark thing on them. And and otherwise you could browse materials and find paper or vinyl, but my favorite setting is my premium permanent vinyl. So we would cut out the vinyl with that one. And then once this is done cutting, it'll switch over to here. And then we need to pick, I'm just going to do medium cardstock. And then you would load it and cut it. So I've already pre-cut mine, but I'm going to show you how we're going to take our cutting mat and we're going to load this stuff over. Let me add this, remove this. Okay. So for the bunnies, I just went and grabbed some scrapbook paper. And so you don't need all these big pieces, but we're going to cut some of it down. So for the biggest bunny, I wanted it to be the boldest pattern, and that was in this corner. And yes, I know this is too much. We're not going to use all of this, but it's okay. And then this one I'm going to cut down a little bit. This one we're going to put in this corner because I don't really care which bunny on the side is which pattern. They're both going to be perfectly fine. And then I'm going to cut some of this off because it's not that big. And if you're ever not sure what size you need to make it, we can go back over here. We can click edit and we can look, okay, the big bunny needs to be like 3 by 4. I like to give myself extra room. So, hey, Becky, we're just going to say that one's 3 by 4. And these little guys are going to be like 2 by 3. So that way you can tell how much paper do I really need to put over on each side. So then I'm just going to do this little guy over here. And then we would load this onto a machine and cut it out. But I've already pre-cut my pieces and I've already pre-cut the vinyl. So we are just going to take this off of here and cover my board back, my cutting mat back up. But that is definitely one shortcut you can do if you want to just cut down on some of your cutting mats. And so this I can set aside. So then now we've got our cutout bunnies. I pre-cut this, so I'm going to weed it. Going to save this scrap for something else. And then this is the sign we're going to make. We're going to put it on this wood cutout. I need to paint it. And then I've got my transfer tape. So we are going to weed this. Some people like to keep these on their cutting mat, which you totally could if you choose to. But I'm not going to. And then if you ever feel like this is too much to weed, like this is too much, you can just kind of hold this up and then trim it with scissors. And then I just stick it on my table because we're going to use that as our junk pile in a second when we're weeding out the middle letters. And then you're just going to make sure. Did I forget to grab something? What does that? There's a C over here. Let me go back and look at my design. Did I forget to grab something? Let me look. Oh, this is interesting. Interesting. The C, I must not have grabbed it when I originally cut mine. I don't know if you're going to you'll be able to see this when I weed it. But there's a C right here. I'm like, why is there a C over here? It's really the C for carrot. For some reason, I must not have grabbed it when I selected everything. And so it just moved it over here. So I'm glad I figured that out. Normally when I click and drag like I did before a second ago, it's selected everything, but I must have not selected that letter when I clicked attach of my design. So I'm just going slow, and if anything pulls up, I'm going to do my best to go back and make sure it's stuck down before I pull it up. And then I'm going to have to move this C over here. And then I just like to look before I crumple it up. Are there anything I need to rescue? Which I think I'm good. I like to just do it inside out so the sticky side is up, and then I'll just stick it down, because now when I weed all the middle letter bits out, I stick them to my sticky little pile and save myself a little bit of work. Then we're just going to weed it. And get all the middle letter bits out. Becky, are you going to join us for Jingle Mingle for our event? That's going to be March 6th and 7th. I don't know if you've been in the club when we've been talking about it, but all right. Sometimes these little bits, the little tiny pieces, blend in and they're a little harder to see. Oh, you're planning on it? Awesome. We're doing a bunny cutout. And we're going to do some DTF tags. And a lot of my friends are, some of them are doing Easter themed stuff. Others are doing everyday kind of things. So there's going to be a variety of projects they're doing. All right. Need this little guy to go over here. So then I'm going to move my C that I did not attach correctly and move it over here. So then when we paint our board and attach it, hey Rita, it's going to be all in one place. And then our little bunnies are going to be over here, something like that. So this is the direction I'm going with. And then I'm going to do my transfer tape, and then I need to paint this, and then we can start assembling it. Oh, you're not a fan of DTF stuff? Oh, no. I think like the key to DTF transfers is, looks like this, is letting them completely cool. And then I found I started doing a different way. So Becky, watch during Jingle Mingle and see if that helps you how I do it, how I remove the transfer film from the DTFs. It's a little easier. It's a lot easier. And so that might help. But a lot of times it's time and temperature. So a lot of times we're going to be doing 315 degrees for around 15 seconds. And then the biggest thing is letting it completely cool. So that we're ready to go for that. So we're going to, let's move over here. We're going to paint, which I need to do some parchment paper. This would be super cute if I could find in my craft stash little pom-poms for the tails. I don't know where that's at. I know I have some. Now it's just a matter of finding anything. All right. We are going to paint our board. And this is super thick. This is just a board I happen to have in our workroom. And so I just grabbed it. Originally, I was going to do a pillow, and I couldn't find all of my heat transfer vinyl because we still have a lot of things packed up. So I decided we were just going to make a sign, and then if I can go find my heat transfer box, then I will go back and make this into a pillow too, so you can see it. Oh, you messed up the bunny plaque? Oh. What are you pressing it with, Becky? Are you using an iron or a heat press or what? If you're using an iron, the key is to do straight down pressure, because sometimes I'll do this too. Sometimes I'll hold it down because you need to do pressure on your Cricut heat press or an iron. But then sometimes if I look up and I'm not paying attention, I kind of move the iron a little bit, and because there's adhesive on the DTF, it melts and it floats on your surface. And so then I've kind of moved it and messed it up too. So Becky, remind me, I'll try to send you in your next box. I'm going to send you another one so you can try again. But also I'll send you some DTF print mess ups, and so you could just practice pressing them on paper or cardboard or whatever, just so you can practice pressing them, and then get the hang of it. And then once you realize what kind of time or temperature, and then letting them cool, then it's generally, that solves all your problems mostly. Okay, I'm going to dry this. You have to dry this really, really well, because we're going to stick vinyl to it. And if you want vinyl to stick to this, it won't work if it's not dry enough. All right, let's see. And I can tell sometimes if it's not dry enough because it feels cool or cold to the touch, which means it's not quite dry. Okay, that probably is going to be good. I think that'll be good. Are you going to make a pillow, Sherry? I know. I was going to get out some fabric and do what's it called? Heat and bond, and add the bunnies with different fabric. And I thought that would be so cute on a pillow, and then do pom-poms. I thought that would be so cute. And then do heat transfer for this. But once I find all my supplies, I will go back and try to make that. But I don't know where everything is at the moment. Okay, so I have, it's not even a new blade. I have the sharpest blade known to man that I've been using for many, many months. So if you pull up a letter, you're just going to push it back down. And then something else I'm having is it's cutting into the wax paper. So it's cutting too deep, but you can see it's not everywhere, which is kind of interesting. But I put a new blade in like many, many weeks ago, and I've cut quite a few things since then. And in the beginning, the new blade is too sharp, and so it was constantly cutting into the wax paper. But don't worry, this is not, we can fix this. It's still usable. It just means it didn't, it cut a little bit too deep is all it's doing. So we're going to take this and throw this away. And then we're just going to clean this up. So I'm just going to use my weeding tool and just pick up some of these things. So this is a common thing that happens to people. And some people think like, oh, this is ruined, I can't use it. But that's not true. You totally can. You just have to peel up this paper. And so sometimes if you're weeding vinyl and you might not notice that you have a little piece of paper, but you notice it's not sticking to your like surface or something for some reason, sometimes I'll pull this up and check, is there paper right here? Yep, sure enough, there was a piece of paper that I didn't get off. So sometimes if you notice it's not sticking or it's pulling up on a sign, then you can kind of lift up that letter and just check, because that could be also something else that's happening. So this up. And then I just picked up my letter. So I'm going to have to go back in and place this one down. So I weeded that too hard. So pick that up. And then I'm just sticking it to my tool and we're going to put it right back down. And then I'm going to try to move it just a little bit. There. So this one cut into the wax paper a lot. If it cuts into like the whole entire thing, you could go in and do less pressure next time you cut. And otherwise, it's just a matter of giving your blade a little, like it should dull down a little bit if it's a brand spanking new blade. It should dull itself within a few cuts. But this blade I have, this current blade, is the sharpest thing I've used in quite a long time that does not want to dull very easily. All right, so I'm just going to, a lot of times I'll take the non-sticky side, fold it over, and then line up the edges, and then just give it a press so I can tell where the center is. And then I'm just going to eyeball it. I think this is going to be good. Sherry, make sure post a picture with what you make for the pillow. Can't wait to see that. That's going to be super duper cute. And then we're just going to peel up our transfer tape. And if anything pulls up onto the transfer tape, like that, like the C, we're going to put it right back down. Add a little bit more pressure. And it should be good. You can reuse this. So sometimes I will stick this to my plastic just so I can save it and I'll use it again for something else. Okay, so we've got this, and then we've got our little bunnies. But I think what I'm going to do is, if you guys know me, you know I like my de-stressing crayon. I'm going to take a little bit of this Tim Holtz walnut, which is my absolute favorite. So Tim Holtz Company, you did a good one. This is one I use all the time. I'm going to do it on the edges, and then I'm going to dust the bunnies on the edges too, just to give them a little bit of definition before I glue those down. I'm just using a finger dauber, and I'm just going along the edges. Tim Holtz makes all like these crayons in a bunch of different colors, and I have a bunch of them, but the ones I use the most are like the metallic-y kind of colors, the gold, the silver. Definitely the walnut is the one I use 99% of the time. I use pink a lot, like for the Easter Bunny, we do cheeks and ears and stuff. We do pink, just to kind of give it a little definition, and so it makes things stand out just a little bit more. So I'm just brushing it on the edge of my bunnies. Now I'm going to have to go through my craft stash or just go to the craft store and buy more pom-poms. I have been having to do that so much since we moved in December that I was like, I know I have these items. I just don't know where because we have so many things still in boxes. And so I have been going to rebuy things I know I own just because I cannot find them at the moment until we really like unpack and get our workshop built. So I will go buy some mini pom-poms for the tails. And I think that'll be super cute on here. Okay, you can probably see it on the yellow the best. Maybe you can see like it's just dusting the edges and just to give them a little bit of definition. And then clean up my mess. Oh, I don't have my glue on. Okay, so I need some glue. What do I have here? Well, I've got a tape gun. We'll try this. I was just looking that I was like, oh, I have these little gems as I'm looking, and maybe I could put them on. Maybe I'll do that on the bunny. Let me see. I'm out of adhesive. Let me see. Does this have anything in it? Yes, it does. Okay, so I'm going to do this one in the center. And I'm just going to lightly stick it on there because I might have to move these things around. And then I have to decide, I think I'm going to do something like that. But this file is in the Simplified SVG Society. If you're a club member, you get these files each month. You could do pop dots on here if you want. Oh my gosh, look how cute that is. And then, oh, we're doing Jingle Mingle. We talked about Jingle Mingle in the beginning. If you're just joining, I'll show that one again in just a second. But what do you think? Should we do the pearls or the like rhinestones? They're kind of small, but I think it will work. Pearls or rhinestones? What do you think? I'm thinking, I don't know. Maybe pearls. Let's try one. Can you see that? I would have liked a pom-pom better, but hey, we're going with what we have right here. These I got at Michael's, and it's just a pack of little gems that are have adhesive on them. They're like half little pearl things, and then the rhinestones. In the center. I still think I would like white pom-poms, but at least it's something. You guys, that's so cute. This was going to be, I wanted to make this as a pillow, and I don't know where all my supplies are for that. So I just grabbed a sign with scrapbook paper instead, but I was going to cut these out of fabric and use heat and bond underneath the fabric, because you can cut fabric on your Cricut machine and then make it into a cute pillow and just do the black as heat transfer. So that would make the cutest pillow, which Sherry's going to make one so we can see what she makes with hers and what fabric she picks. But look how quick and easy it is to use one of our monthly SVG files on a fun project. So super quick and easy. You just find something to put it on, whether it's a canvas, a flat canvas board, piece of wood, chipboard. You could paint a cereal box if you wanted to, and added vinyl to it with some scrapbook paper. So fun, fun, fun. Let me show you again what we're going to be making for Jingle Mingle in case you missed it. It's a free event we're doing on March 6th and 7th. I want everybody to join. I'm going to be doing a wood cutout with DTF project. And so we're going to be painting a wood cutout and adding DTF transfers. And so that's what the little feet are. The carrot. You have 3 different choices for carrot sayings: Happy Easter, Happy Spring, and Hippity Hoppity. And then the little face is DTF as well. And then remember when I said pink? The pink is the Tim Holtz distressing crayon. So useful, those things. And then we're also going to be doing a Easter tag that you could attach to, yes, Becky, you can get the kit. If you go over to our Jingle Mingle page, if you go into Jingle Mingle, you can get the link, but I'll pop in the link. I put it in the club already, but I'll put it in there again inside the club so you can find it there quicker. But anyway, we're going to be doing a wood tag. We're going to be taking one of these designs. There's 4 of them in here, and painting it and embellishing it. And then we're going to be making some Easter coasters. This happens to be vintage spring. we have 3 or 4 different designs for coasters, and we have 2 different, a blue version and a pink version of tags. So, okay, whatever Rob's trying to tell you. All right, so that's what we got for you guys today. If you guys want to join us at Jingle Mingle, I'm going to put that link in one more time. Jingle Mingle. And I'm also going to add in the link again for if you want to join our monthly membership for the Simplified SVG Society. It's $7 a month. You get 16 files. This month you got 21 extra because I went a little crazy on the PNGs because Easter's just fun to make stuff for. And so those are just things that you can use as SVGs for any kind of project you want, but the PNGs you can use for stickers or sublimation or print and cut. And so anyway, it's just a fun little, if you need things to make or you don't know where to get your files, that's a fun little membership to join. So each Friday during our Handmade Happy Hour, and maybe not every Friday, but a lot of the Fridays, we're going to be making something using one of the files in our Simplified SVG Society and be good to go there. So I will see you guys back here next Friday. And wait, is that Jingle Mingle? Let me check the calendar real quick. Nope. We'll be back next Friday for that. And then the following Friday, I normally do Jingle Mingle, but I might be just doing my time on Thursday as my Friday Handmade Happy Hour. So we'll see. But we'll be back next Friday at 1 p.m. and we're going to be making something else. So I will see you guys then. Bye, guys.